Series number 2, aging. The second factor in aging is injury, and you have to treat injuries very seriously. There's short term and long term. Anything to do with your back is long term, and you're screwed. I hurt my back when I was 26 on a kick serve. It was It was a deuce game in the deuce point first game of the finals, and I hit this kick serve because I missed my first serve. It was deuce. I needed this point, and I'm serving to the guy. So I said I'm gonna hit a really good kick serve. So I reached back and I cocked it and I unloaded. And this was the first game. I wasn't really loose, and after I hit it, it was a pretty good kick serve. I got a weak volley. I put it away. And I'm like, ooh. And I didn't think anything, so I kept playing. And then as I was walking, we won the match, and I'm walking back to the car, I'm like, ooh, back slow, ugh, right? And so I do my normal things, I go home and sleep. The next day I wake up and I'm super sore, like I can't like walk. I'm like, what the hell did I just do to myself? Like I'm walking like this, I can't carry anything, you know? I go to the chiropractor, he cracks my back. I feel a little bit better, then it's by far astronomically worse. So, no offense to chiropractors, but he didn't MRI me, he didn't X-ray me, he didn't do anything with me. It's all by feel. And I have a very straight spine. So your vertebrae is like this, this, and this. And this middle thing here is a disc. So it's a vertebra, disc, disc, and there's a nerve that goes over it. If you tweak your nerve, sciatic, then what happens is you have shooting pains on your legs. You're really screwed. If you tweak your disc, what happens, my back is really straight, and so it pinched one side of the disc, and the disc started leaking fluid down my back. Okay, and so when I went to orthopedic, you couldn't see it on the X-ray because it's soft tissue, but you saw it on the MRI. And so I got like 2 months of physical therapy, and I got a steroid pack, and I was on Vioxx, anti-inflammatories for like 4 months. And you can't play tennis if you can't twist. Like I hurt my back. Once you hurt your lower back, you can't twist, and so you can't play. And the worst thing you can do is you come back too early and you try to play and you hit a ball and you're like, oh, you're warmed up, right? All adrenaline's flowing, and so you twist and you hit a ball, and then next thing you know, you're screwed because you're playing and you're injuring yourself, but you don't know because your body's compensating for it. It's natural painkillers. So on the back injury, you have to proceed very cautiously. I would suggest orthopedic surgeon, physical therapy, and then when you come back, I wore a brace and I couldn't run. So I had to wear a brace and I had to really watch my range on how I was moving, and I took it really slow. It was really hard to come back from that. Arm injuries, they're okay, but you know, like you see guys that have like a brace on their arm because they want to keep playing. You're just making yourself worse. You need physical therapy to get that arm better. Same thing for your knees. Like you see guys with knee braces and they're still playing, but they're limping, you know. Once you start playing, and they're like, oh, once I start playing, it loosens up. But what really happens is, once you start playing, your adrenaline kicks in, and then you feel no pain. And once you start feeling no pain, you're going to hurt yourself even more because you're not going to feel any pain. It's the next day you feel the pain, and you're in bad shape after that. Okay, so injuries can really damage your career. If you hurt your sciatic nerve, you're done. I'm sorry, in tennis, you're done. Because there's really nothing you can do about that one. Because what happens is, they would have to probably either fuse your back, and you can't fuse down there. They would have to address that by surgery, and your rehab is going to be incredibly long. You stay out of tennis for a year, 2 years, you're going to be really behind the ball. So, on injuries, treat them very seriously as you age, especially when you're in your 30s, because it's really difficult. Your recovery time is so slow. When I was in my 20s, I never got hurt. I never stretched. I didn't have to do anything. I could just go out and play. You know. But when you're older, you need to start thinking about, seriously, I don't stretch. I'll be honest. I never stretch. I'll play, you know, but I do lift weights, and when I lift weights, I do stretch. And I try to lift weights 4 times a week. And I have a hamstring back routine I do at night. I try to do that like every other night. And so I'm pretty flexible. So ideally, you'd want to stretch every time before you play, and then afterwards you stretch every time after you play. If you're recovering from injury, then you ice the area. Ice massage works really well. You take ice and you rub it back and forth, or just lay it there for 20 minutes. Then take it off, let the blood come back in, then put it on for 20 minutes. Do that for like an hour, 3 times. You'll see massive recovery. As you age, injuries take a bigger part of your game.